So today I just wanted to go over a battle cruiser that I finished. So today I just wanted to go over a battle cruiser that I finished a few weeks ago. It took me about 2 days to build, but that was like building for 6 hours each day. I spent a lot of time just working on this. This is the Amos Burton PDF battle cruiser. It's got a lot of guns. It's for a PvP server. All of the guns, aside from these interior turrets, have auto weld systems on them, and not all of them, not all of them are functioning. But it's the best I've got. And when I release the public version of this, I'm probably going to update those to make it so that most of them are functioning. It's got a very Donninger style design with this sort of like array in the front. I could have put a lot of missile pods up here, by but I chose not to because I think I had enough guns at that point, and missile pods raise up the PCU a ton, so I just felt like not doing that. It's got 8 engine bays at the end. These thrusters do help with forward acceleration, but they're more or less cosmetic features, and the majority of the primary thrust is inside, since this is 90% interior thrust, and then the 10% is just this stuff out here. So yeah, I'm just going to pan around it a little bit. There's not too much going on, it's just a bunch of guns and engines. So you get a good look at all of the guns and engines. There's one airlock, it's this door here, and technically there's one on the other side, but they both go to the same place, so yeah. This is the only way you can enter and exit the ship. Don't try to do it any other way unless you're breaching in combat. So going through the airlock, we've got a triple door system. This is so you don't like end up bending this room because it connects to the rest of the ship by going through the airlocks quickly. Going into here, we have the airlock room. It just has these armories and lockers on the side, and this door up here leads up into upper engineering. So from up here, you've got access to the cargo. You can fly around here, and maybe if I can fit through here, check out what's down under there and stuff like that. So nothing incredibly complicated, but it's nice to have since I can get around my ship easily. I think I can, yeah, I can get down if I want to go like this, and then I also have access to stuff down here and be able to look into these areas and such. I need to get out. There's also a white painted block, which means this is an exterior block. This is, I think, where the weapons start. Up here we have a full assembler and a full refinery. Once again, I can't necessarily get up there easily. It's all just very small passages, but this is what this area looks like from up here. You've just got a refinery with full yield modules, an assembler with full speed modules, and then kind of the same thing on the other side, except I apparently forgot to install the speed modules here, so I should probably install those at some point. Just going up into here, it's stuff and the thrust pack. This is the primary forward-backward thrust pack in the ship near the front. Um, Actually, I need to go back up there because up behind here is like a 3 block layered of thing of heavy armor, and there's a bunch of decoys in there. It probably wasn't the best choice, as the decoys tend to attract gunfire to the 3 frontal cameras, which get destroyed almost immediately in battle. But that said, the cameras aren't really needed in the heat of the battle, since there's no weapons to aim anyways. So, going down the ladder, we can find ourselves in the first deck of crew quarters. We've just got a toilet in there, and then this is identical crew quarters on either side. You've got good views of thrusters. Yeah, same thing. Here's the ladder. If you take it down, you can just view the other level of crew quarters, so it's literally the same thing. And then down here we have the mess hall and the galley. We've got tables. We've got this kind of like reception desk. We've got one of the 2 air vents on the ship, maybe. I don't know. I didn't put that many air vents into here since obviously it wouldn't get vented that much, and if it did, it was in usually yeah, it would be in a situation where repressurizing it wouldn't be possible until all holes were fixed anyways. Oh, I just vented the ship. Somewhat ironic. Out here, we have access to this area with these thrusters and stuff. It's really not worth it. Obviously, I can only reach these 6 thrusters here. I can't go up and I can't go down and access other interior thrusters, and I'm confined here. So, it's there if I ever need it, but it's more of like a detail that I chose to include in the ship versus an actual functional thing. We've got 2 LCD screens up here if I wanted to display something. And moving down to the next level, we have like the common room. You can sit in chairs and watch TV and such. Lots of planners. Planners are really good looking blocks. Like, look at this. They've got like the weed down here and then the trees up here. Perfect for getting all of that O2 into your ship. Some freight and another toilet if you need it, and also a computer where you can play Space Engineers inside of Space Engineers. Final level is the medbay and cryo room. We've got 3 cryopods. The idea is that most crew members will be actively working and such, so the cryopods are really not needed, and also beds act as cryopods anyways, and the ship is strong enough that even in the event of a fight, it's likely to not even get breached enough to the point where the beds get vented. We also have 2 of these. I don't know why I can walk into this, and also why I can see my feet through it. It's weird, but it exists. More computers, medical room, and the grav zone. Down in here, we have ourselves the CIC. This is protected by like 4 layers of heavy or something. It's a lot. We've got the backup reactor, which doesn't connect to anything else, so I won't have to worry about the ship drawing power from it. This, which I think does connect over to some thrusters in there. And the projector, since these are all important things that you'll need, like projector for auto weld and stuff, and just a couple of other seats for people in a battle to control the ship. Since this is the only forward-facing seat on the ship, it can be set to main cockpit. Down here, we have the machine shop. There's a bunch of machine shop parts, another computer, a bunch of timers if I ever need to do stuff with timers, armories and stuff. So pretty basic machine shop stuff. And then down through the final level, also do note that O2H2 generators are right like in between this level and this level, so it's right through here. So it gets really loud in the machine shop. I would not want to be the chief engineer. I'm going to leave that up to Malfour, who does that kind of stuff for me. So he can endure the agonizing noise of 70 O2H2 generators all working at the same time. As you can see, down here is all of engineering mostly. I did make the mistake of consolidating engineering to one part of the ship. This is probably a bad idea since this is one of the lesser protected areas of the ship, since the upper floor has like spaced armor and stuff, and a lot of guns that can get hit and like save you from high velocity block impact and such. So we just got a bunch of hydro tanks, some reactors. These reactors will never be put into full effect, since maybe they will. Maybe they will. These jump drives can draw a lot of power when they need to charge. Ah, down this hallway, we have just access to the forward-facing thrusters, and you can see some gyroscopes. There's also a decoy, like, right up in this area, so this area gets shot a bit. But since it's a non-crucial part of the ship with just a bunch of a hole, really, I'm fine with that part getting shot. Down here, we really just have hydro tanks and reactors, albeit less hydro tanks than I wanted and more reactors than I wanted. I could probably replace that with a hydro tank and I'd be fine. We've got interior thrust. You can stick someone down here, thrust them to death if you wanted. And also, if you go, like, over here, I don't exactly know how I'd access it. Like, right here, you can access the other forward-backward interior thrust. So, primary interior thrust is we've got left and right, and up and down. Down here, we have forward backwards on these sides, and then up in the ship on the side, like around the machine shop all the way up to the airlock, we just have interior thrust along the sides. I'll bring my spectator cam over so I can do that, or I can show you what's inside of the ship. I think I'll do that, and then we're going to combat test it. I just need to find myself. Boom. Okay, I've brought the spec cam over. I'm going to raise my FOV back up to what I normally do as well. Oh, okay, there we go. So if I go into the inside, you can see this is the inside of this thrust pack. I've put these like grates here because they look cool in interior thrusters to prevent people from making use of this blind spot, but you can still kind of like fit in here, kinda, maybe-ish, without that attacking you. These actually don't have anything inside them, and I was planning to do that, but I just forgot. So I don't think anything is going to be adjusted with this. There's just going to be this empty part here. And you could probably hide in here and delete my jump drives if you felt like it. But after that, if you went in through here, you'd get thrusted to death. And if you went up in through here, well, there's no interior turrets in the ship, and you pretty much have free reign over whatever we do. As I was saying, there's like a ton of O2H2 generators in here. Okay, I can go in here and kind of show it because I'm in the wall. So there's a lot of O2H2 right now. And then forward thrust, since I could squeeze that in there. And then if I go up through the wall, you can see all the side interior thrusters. So you've got all of this just going left and right. And also, CIC down here has an absurd amount of armor protection. We've got 2 blocks here, and then another, like, a lot on the outside. It's not getting breached. So, what do you say we test fight this thing? I am going to spawn in a ship. I don't know what I should spawn in, but I think I'm going to spawn in something lunar colony. Perhaps. That said, this ship is really overpowered compared to anything else I'm going to ever match it up against. Well, it might not be the most powerful ship I currently have in here. It's the most powerful ship I've designed, and one of the most powerful ships I have in my blueprint menu, and the only ships more powerful have mods. So, yeah. I think we might match it up against a Cerberus Destroyer, or how about we match it up Demeter. That's kind of too big. Multiple Demeters, perhaps. That would work. Yeah. So let's find 2 Demeters. The only things that were actually close to beating this were the KDI stuff, but its large battleship doesn't have any heavy or just has really little heavy armor and died, and the Octavia, which is the only ship with heavy armor, still died because it's smaller and has more conservative weaponry placements. Okay, here we go. We're going to pace this out at like a bit. Okay. So, I think to save trouble, I'm just going to convert this ship to space pirates. And I'll see what I can do. Okay. We've got 2 Demeters over there. I'm going to try to fly through the middle of them. Auto weld system is enabled. All turrets are on. All doors closed. Everything is ready to go. These Demeters are pretty powerful. They've got a decent amount of heavy armor. So I'm going to fly in at a rather high speed and light them up. Our decoys are already getting annihilated. As you can see, I still have access to camera 2, but that's probably going to get annihilated within a short amount of time. I'm just going to sit in the middle here and watch as these turrets just rip these Demeters to shreds. Like, even with auto weld systems, they just don't stand a chance. Because I knock out the auto weld systems as well. What's annoying is that actually the turrets on this side just seem to not care at all. Which is kinda sad, since they're not recognizing that as a threat. There we go. They've recognized it as a threat now, so now we can just do, like, the kind of sit here and annihilate them both at once. As you can see, aside from the front up here, where all of our cameras are still managing to exist, which is interesting. All the antennas pretty much got taken out. And this area is still being targeted, but the majority of our turrets are still online. Those turrets down there seem to be giving me a run for my money, since they have auto weld systems. And these ships have projectors. Auto weld systems are really annoying. There we go, we knocked one out. Okay, I've knocked enough out to where the auto weld system isn't going to be able to, repair. I think it's safe to say I won. I'll just, like, control a turret. Here we go. We'll strategically take out other turrets. Oh, that's really good. That's really well-placed auto welders. There we go. I got those. I can't see anything. I think all the turrets have been taken out. We most definitely won. It probably wasn't a fair fight to begin with, but we won. Also, I chose the best turret, because now I can also view what's going on over here. Yeah. So this was the PDF Amos Burton. When I release this publicly to the workshop, it'll probably be painted in Martian colors and be called the Bobby Draper. and have two massive railguns on the top and bottom where the PDF thing is. And yeah, it'll have less turrets. I also forgot to mention these aft turrets here, which I also forgot to paint. But they're here. They're meant for defending the rear and the flanks, since these turrets at the end of the thrusters probably couldn't do that to their best ability. I hope you enjoyed. This was Daily Uploads number 5. I'm probably not going to edit this at all because I'm tired and I want to sleep. So any mistakes that are in here, well, they happened. So yeah, hope everyone enjoys. But yeah, have a good day. Bye.